Hey, coming to you live from the port with my new Mitsuoka Yuga, and I'm already breaking heads left and right. I currently have absolutely no gas, so before we get carried away, let me go to the gas station, fill up with some gas, and then we might come back and walk around the port and see what we could learn over there. There wasn't too many cars. I got here about a couple days late because I wanted to get all my tags and registration and everything in order. So I'm gonna drive this home. That's gonna be a road trip in itself, but let's put gas absolutely first. And then look at these skate trucks. You already know, we only put the best in the best. Okay, so here it is. This is my 2000 Mitsuoka Yuga. And before we start talking about this car too much, I want to go back in time. So the first time I ever saw a Mitsuoka Yuga was around maybe April 2025. There was one there, but I saw it after the auction went up, and it went for cheap. I think it went around like $4,500 shipped. And I was like, wow, my opinion, for a car that looks like this, a Nissan full size, for it being the same price as around like a K-Van, I think it's definitely worth $4,500. And for me, I don't mind taking risks getting the weird, quirky cars. Like, of course, there's two ways you can go about reselling and buying cars for your inventory. One is the safer option. You buy cars that are very popular. So you buy Honda Actis, you buy Honda Streets, you buy cars that you know people want. Like, that's the way that, I want to say it's a smart way to go about it, but that's the safest way to go about it. You don't go and buy Mitsuoka Yugas. You don't go and buy Daihatsu Mira walkthroughs. You don't buy Daihatsu midgets. Those cars aren't as popular. So if you're trying to flip cars and make a lot of money, you know, it makes sense. Like, Gio's really popular. His thing is like, you gotta, like, every 3 Actis he buys, he'll buy a Mitsuoka Yuga. And that makes perfect sense because you know you have the money makers there. There's always people looking for Actis, sandbars, those type of vehicles. They're always looking for that. Like, there's always going to be a market for that. But for me, as a content creator, I like to go 2 different routes. But before we get too into that, let me tell you more about the Mitsuoka Yuga. But let me tell you how we even got to where we're at right now. So that's when I first learned about it, about April 2025. On my very last auction in Japan, it was June 2025, I saw this one come up and I was like, no, we have to try to bid. We have to try to win this one. And I think we won it for around somewhere in the high 3s shipped. I think I listed it for sale for about like $4,500 back in June. And there were some people who was like, you know, it's kind of cool, it's ugly. There was a couple people who wanted it in the giveaway. There was complaints about this being broken. You guys remember we found a solution for that. There was definitely some interest, not enough for someone to pull the trigger. As you can see, it's now my newest car. But there was some interest. There was a lot of people who thought it was ugly. There was a lot of people that were like, Nick, I don't know what you're talking about. Same thing with the Coca-Cola Carry, the same thing with the midget. There's obviously times where I buy cars and I take gambles, like the Coca-Cola Carry, and then I wouldn't say it blows up in my face, but we throw it back in auction and it's like, okay, wow, that was an L. And I had the option back around that same time to throw this one back in auction, and I was just like, no, like, I'm going to prove people wrong. So I wouldn't say that's what this saga is going to be about, but I gave people endless opportunities, even times where I was losing money. I think the cheapest this was maybe $3,500 shipped from Japan. And I'm going to go over a full breakdown of how much I paid for duties, how much I paid to get here, all those little things to tell you exactly how much I'm into the car at this very moment. Someone could have got this for that amount. Now it's going to obviously be more because we're going to drive it to Tegi. I'm going to see if I even put some new tires today. We're going to do a lot to this car to make it better, so I'll be able to flip it for a profit, hopefully, because I could be wrong. There is a chance that I bring this to America and everyone that was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of weird, it's kind of ugly, I don't know if it makes sense, like, I don't know if it really should be sold for this amount of money. We're going to see if maybe they were right. I don't think they will be. I think that this car easily can be sold for, I think even today, I could probably sell it in this exact condition for maybe like $6,000. I don't think that's, again, this is my personal opinion. I'm the same guy who paid $13,000 for the Daihatsu Mira walkthrough. I'm the same guy who invested another $20 in that Daihatsu Mira walkthrough. And I'm the same guy who got rented. So there's so many cars that I put a lot of money in and I lose in. There's a lot of cars that I put almost no money in and I'm able to flip it right away. So you never know. This is just all about perspective. That is the beauty of this business, is that to one person, this could be worth $1. To another person, this could be worth $10,000. It's all about perspective and what they value as. In my personal opinion, I think at the end of the day, when this car's fully detailed, when I have some of the maintenance done, when I have the new headlight cover there, when Tegi does like a $2,000 detail, I can see this being close to 10. And even then, And even then, I don't feel like that's a lot of money for a Mitsuoka Yuga that's going to have the rims polished, brand new tires. It's going to have a lot of goods on there. I don't think that's like a wow, oh my God, you paid $10,000 for this? People pay $10,000 for Figaros, POWs, and the same type of classic retro look Mitsuoka Vutes. I think this is better than all those. Every single one of them. That's why I was like, no, I'm going to import this. This has no business in my fleet. You guys know I'm a K-car guy. So with that being said, we're going to hop in said Yuga. We're actually going to do our first mini road trip. So something that I do, a lot of people have like transporters and things like that, and that's obviously the safest option. But for someone like me who lives about an hour away, I mean, that isn't close, but it isn't too far either. I like to drive them home. So we're going to start it up. If you guys remember, I put I think like a $300 battery in here in Japan. So that was something that got done. It definitely needs some new tires. And I think it also might need an alignment. But I'm looking forward to getting this on the highway. I was able to drive it around the same speed back around the yard in Japan. So I'm used to it being the way it is. Drives nice. Has a double din. Even has GPS that's stuck around the port, which is funny to see. So I live about 2 hours away from the port. I'm curious to see how this is going to do on the highway. It's a 1.3 liter, so I don't have K-car expectations. It has the same engine size as the Will. And the Will, unfortunately, doesn't have a tach, so I can't see my RPMs. But it cruises around 75 miles per hour. That's about 120 kilometers. I think this would do the same. Right now, I can just tell because these tires are dry rotted that I'm very bouncy. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I get some new tires today. If anything, I'll just order them on eBay. But I'm going to drive to my tire homies first before I even go home. And I think they're on 175/60. So it isn't like a K car where I know I would never find that tire at any tire shop. But maybe we might get lucky and get some new rubber today, which would be a great pro. I know this isn't a luxury car. Like it's a Nissan Cube at the end of the day. But there's something about having that emblem in front of me that looks like the Maybach, and it just being this size. And again, I guess my standards being very low because I'm always in the Hatcher Merit walkthroughs and the tries where you hear and feel every single bump. I actually do kind of feel like I'm in a luxury car, funny enough. I do feel like I'm in like a Toyota Crown, for example. I don't feel like I'm in a Century or something, but it's very quiet in here. I don't know if it has additional sound deadening. Like at the end of the day, Mitsuoka is a real company. So I know that they're not just slopping body panels on and just saying, hey, this is a new build. So it does feel like luxurious. Like I wouldn't want to put an intake on this. Like, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to. I actually like the wheels too. Like I could swap these to put tries today. We could put tries on this. Should we for the fun of it? It's pretty nice out too. No, but seriously though, I did order like a new air filter. I ordered new plugs. I ordered new wires. I think I even got an oil filter, but I'm sure I could just find that here. I got some new basic maintenance things to get done. I'm not sure if it has a time belt sticker, but I know it has a lot of maintenance stickers, like inspection stickers for the people who live in a state where they get inspections, like New York. It has a lot of yearly inspection stickers, and it's in great condition. I mean, 120,000 kilometers for a car that's 25 years old. Interior is mint. It doesn't have any, the only thing you would say is, I guess, that bulb is broken, but, I mean, the headlight cover is broken, but, you know, that's not, someone can take care of a car, and if it breaks, it breaks at the end of the day. So we got to get that definitely fixed, and overall, I mean, right now I'm going 120, and I still feel like I'm cruising. Like, I love the plaid. Like, I'm so excited for this build, and the next cars get here around the second week of February. So even if I just drive this every single day from then, I'll have a lot of fun. Like at the good news, I already spoke about it in the previous video, but it's actually sold and headed to Tampa. So that's a good sign that car is now gone, and now I can solely focus on this. I can't wait to bring it to Teggy. The build plans, we could talk a little bit on this video too. I want to swap over this horn. I want to put a WBTF one in there, of course. I want to get a full, what we did on the wider tri, but even more on this one. So maybe like a 3-step process. I think a tri was maybe like a 1.5 or 2. I want to polish the wheels. The discs that are on here, it's not going to stay on tri. Unless the person who buys it wants the tries, but I doubt it. I think it's just going to look hilarious with the tries, but I think we're going to polish those. We're going to put new tires and basic maintenance. Like the car's ready to go. I bought it in person. I almost wish that because it was there so long, I got it fully serviced, but I learned a lot my last trip in Japan. Like, there's a lot of things that I need to factor time more and then just send it, if that makes sense. That doesn't really make that much sense, but trust me, I learned a lot. Like, when I go back to Japan in April, I'm going to be an even better weld oil machine where, trust me, the people who bought cars, it's even going to get better. Feels a little nimble. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a Nissan Cube. You know what I mean? It isn't, it's just longer. It's definitely a long, I need to look up and put on the screen right now what a Nissan Cube looks like of the same exact year. But I'm sure it's flat nose. And you can even see when we pop the hood, like, there's so much extra paneling to make it look like this. I can't believe I own a Mitsuoka too. This year's been it's going to be very interesting. I mean, it's piggybacking up 2025, but in very early of 2026, I'm going to have a Mitsuoka Yuga that came to the WayBeforeTheFame Garage, a Ford Ka from Spain that I bought in Japan, a Rover Mini. These are cars that I would never think about that I would own, you know, a couple years ago. Like, they're not K's. A Toyota will technically, I guess, too, but they're not really K's. Like, I was talking to Julio, actually. Shout out to Julio, comment below. And he was like, yeah, I was watching some of your older videos. And all I used to say back in the day is my goal is to get an AZ1. I need to get an AZ1. AZ1 this, AZ1 that. AZ1 my ass. AZ1 is trash. I have no desire to get to it. And I also want to speak about the Suzuki Twin. We need to really stop the propaganda of the Suzuki Twin is going to be the next AZ1, or it's going to be the greatest car and the prices are going to skyrocket. No, they're not. They came out in 2004. So first and foremost, they're not legal. Secondly, just because they dropped an R32 body kit does not mean it's going to now make the prices go up. Let's stop that. No one is paying, most people I should say, are not going to pay to buy a automatic non-turbo 2-seater K car that the window doesn't even open, or the trunk doesn't even open anymore after you put the kit on. And the kit, they changed the price from $4,200 to $8,500. So that means just the kit shipped is going to be close to $9,000. On top of buying a $2,000 K car, we're looking at $11,000. I don't even know if that includes tariffs or not, but that's a lot of money for a 2-seater non-turbo K car. That is like, you still have to install the kit, you still need to paint the kit, you still need to do so much more things. So there's no way that car is going to catch on. Now, for the people who got it for $4,200, that I wish I was one of them to an extent, I think that's a good deal, because all said and done, you might be into it maybe 11 after it's installed, after paint and everything. And can I see some people bring it over here in 2 more years and it going for a little bit of money? Sure. But I don't think the Twin is going to catch on and the prices are going to skyrocket. Stop it. Stop it right now. Please. And this is coming from someone who, before this kit was even revealed, was making a video about Suzuki Twins. You can go to my page. I was posting about Suzuki Twins way before this R34 kit came out, because I like them. I think they're cool cars. Do I like them enough to install a $10,000, not even, really like a $12,000 body kit? No. I could buy 6 Twins for that price. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's a fun, quirky little car. But no, stop it. Please. Please. Like, I'm tired of seeing the Suzuki Twin on my page. I'm tired of seeing people saying that it's going to go up in price, and they used to be $1 and now they're a lot. No. I've been posting them on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you've seen what they've been going for. They're still going for like less than $2,000. They were never expensive. They weren't expensive back then. Maybe they went up $500 now. Maybe, because people are buying them. But even if the kit doesn't come out for months anyway, and they're not import legal, and they're automatic and non-turbo. If I bought a Twin, what I would have done, I know I'm talking a lot about this, but if I bought a Twin, what I would have done is I would have dropped it up to No Side Garage, and I would have put a K6A in there. I would have engine and transmission swapped it, and it would have been a super build. I'm not putting that kit on an automatic non-turbo K car. I'm not doing that. I would 100% have to engine swap it. That's the only way it makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to have, even theirs was transmission swap. They had a stick shift one, the one that was in the Tokyo Auto Salon, but I'm not putting that on non-turbo K car. Stop. But we're done talking about, my rant is done with the Twin. Comment below how you guys feel about the Twin. Getting more comfortable with the Yuga. Just made it to the tire shop. Surprisingly, they actually do have a 175, 65, 14. I'm not sure if they have 4. We're going to find that out in a second. But we successfully drove an hour and some change. No problems, no temperature issues. Car felt great. I can't wait to put LEDs. I can't wait to put yellow fogs. We're still going to do that stuff. That's the, no matter what. But I think it's going to look hilarious on dry, folks. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are unhappy about it, and that makes me happy. So let's see. Oh, he's walking over with a tire now.
Son usadas, pero están casi como nuevas. Es un completito.
Por 60 por... Cool thing about these rims that they're also 4x everything. But I'm ending this video here. Here's your sneak peek. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to drive back over there. I figured this video was really about the backstory and the reason why I bought the Yuga to begin with. The next one, I'll focus on the tries. Maybe we put the LEDs. Maybe I just tell you more about the car in general. But I'm about to drive over there. Can't wait to install these. I can't wait for the comments to say that I'm ruining the car. And who knows? Maybe they'll stay on there. It's not impossible because I don't know who's going to have this car next. They might be a tri-spoke whore just like me. But I'm ending this video here. Make sure to like up, subscribe, road to 50K. We got to get 200 likes on every video. And stay tuned for lots and lots of Yuga content. Peace. Just drove back to the tire shop. And unfortunately, they left out a very major detail. Yes, they have 4 tires, but all different threads, all different companies. And I would rather not do that on my precious Yuga. So I think what I'm going to do now is brainstorm.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.